Hi everyone, and welcome to another video from Colour with Claire. Today I've got something mega special to share with everybody, which I'm super excited about. I've somehow managed to get my name onto a colouring product, which is just blowing my mind. A few weeks ago, after I reviewed these magic markers here on my channel, and I'll leave that link in the description in case you want to find out all about them, I was approached by Cult Pens asking if I would like to select 36 of the colours from the Magic Marker range to be collated into a set with a pad of the bleed proof paper that goes with it and call it the Colour with Claire collection. So as you can imagine, I was massively stoked to be asked. And just for pure transparency, I'm not being sponsored or paid a penny to promote this or be featured on it. I just really love the pens, and I was eager to choose 36 colours that would make a good, really well-rounded set for you all. So I'm just going to put these to one side for a minute and we'll have a look at the colours that I've actually chosen. So I'll just open up the bleed proof pad and you can see the colours. So as you can see here, we've got loads of variation. I've made sure to include several different tones of browns and some peaches as well, so that you can put together different skin tones. I've chosen lots of colours that can be blended together in 2 or 3 or 4 blend, because that's the biggest feature of alcohol markers, of course, the blending capabilities. So you can see, if I just show you this rose that I've coloured here, these are just some of the blends that I've come up with out of this 36. You'll discover plenty more, I'm sure. So, you know, of course, 36 isn't a great deal of range when it comes to colours. A lot of alcohol marker sets run into the hundreds. So I've had to really carefully consider the colours that I was choosing to make up this set from the colours that are readily available, so they don't go out of stock as soon as a few people buy them. So hopefully I have done a decent job and you're happy with the range and the potential for lots of different blends. So when you buy the Colour with Claire Magic Marker collection, you'll receive 36 markers in these 3 boxed sets, and as I mentioned, this paper pad to go with it. So the box sets look like this, 12 pens in each box. So as I've mentioned, if you want to check out my review of the pens, that's where you'll find out more in depth about how they perform and things like that. So here is the marker pad that I've mentioned. This is a 70 GSM bleed proof paper, which is the perfect thickness to go through your printer. So you're going to have no problem printing out illustrations straight onto this paper to practice with your new markers. Now, I learned something new today, which is the true meaning of bleed proof, and I assume that many of you will be with me on this, but I always thought that bleed proof meant the ink doesn't soak through to the next page. But as soon as I looked at this paper, I knew that wouldn't be possible because it's quite thin. So it got me wondering, how can it be marketed as bleed proof and perfect for alcohol ink? So I went online, I looked it up, and I found the answer, which is that bleed proof actually means it prevents the ink from bleeding, or as I would call it, spreading out of drawn lines. It keeps the ink from spreading outward so that you get crisp, clean marks on the page. So as we know, you barely have to touch an alcohol marker to the page and the colour will just bloom outward. But this paper is specially treated to prevent that from happening, so you're less likely to go over the lines when you colour. So another thing that surprised me was that the ideal thickness for alcohol marker paper is, well, it's quite thin. It makes sense though if you think about it, because in order to blend alcohol ink, you've got to fully saturate the paper with the colour. That's why if you only do one layer, it will look really streaky and much darker when you add. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody just decided to ring me right in the middle of my review and it cut my filming off. So I'll try and get back into the headspace a sec. So yes, I was talking about how alcohol markers streak, because if you don't fully saturate and soak the paper, you don't get the full colour of the marker. And if you want to know, more in depth about that, I will be leaving a link in the description to my Spectrum Noir alcohol marker review, in which I fully explained how to make your alcohol markers smooth and how to properly saturate the paper for an even coverage. So yes, my point was that if your paper is thinner, you don't have to do so many layers in order to fully soak it, which totally saves you a ton of ink, and it makes a load of sense. So that, paired with the fact that these magic markers have a large barrel that's full of ink and they reportedly last ages, means you've got great value for money, both on the longevity of the pens and the economical ink saving paper to use them on. So the RRP for the markers are just over £5 each. That's each pen, not each set. But as I mentioned on my review, Cult Pens are doing a massive discount on them and selling them at just £1.99 each. Now this Colour with Claire collection is priced at £59, so that makes each pen around £1.63. But that doesn't include that paper pad, so in actual fact, the markers are even less than that. Now, as I've said, I don't get any money or anything from you buying these. I like to be straight up on this channel and completely honest with you all so that you know that you can trust my opinions as my own and not as a result of any monetary incentive. I've been running this blog for years now, and I know for a fact that if I started promoting colouring pens and pencils because I got paid to do it, I wouldn't last very long, because how would you know if I was being truthful or just being a mouthpiece for the brand? You know, it's never been a secret that I get sent products to review because of my large following, which I do feel incredibly lucky for, but I always make it clear that whatever I find to be the case regarding performance or quality of the products, I will be sharing it with you all, whether that's good or bad. So you can rest assured that I really am happy to have my name on this set, and I really hope you're happy with the colours that I've chosen, and of course that huge reduction in the RRP. So all that's left to say is grab your Colour with Claire Magic Marker collection, love saying that, on the link below, and don't forget to leave me a comment letting me know what you think of the set. Thank you so much for watching, and as always for all your support, and I will see you soon on Colour with Claire.